What's up, Nakama Nation? It's your man Nakama's Warrior, and today we're going to be celebrating a milestone. We've hit 200 subscribers on this YouTube channel. We did it a while ago, but I felt now was the time to put together a special video. I didn't know what kind of video I wanted to make. So sorry that this is actually coming out way later than it should. It was supposed to come out Monday, but delayment and all that stuff happened, and I wanted to make sure that I did this video right, because again, this video isn't for me. This one's for you guys. All my videos are for you guys, but this one especially is for you guys. From the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for 200 subscribers. I hope that we hit the moon 300, 3,000, 300,000, 3 million. We're going to go as far as we can with this. I promise you that. I am going to put as much effort into this as I possibly can. And from the bottom of my heart, I love you all. Each and every single one of you is the world to me. Thank you guys so much. In all my years of doing Nakama's Warrior, I always say that I don't make Nakama's Warrior. You, the viewers, the fans, you guys make Nakama's Warrior. Because without you guys, Nakama's Warrior just can't exist. So once again, before we get started into the Q&A section, because I decided to do this a Q&A kind of video about my role, not only as Nakama's Warrior, but particularly everyone wants to know about my adventures at Chuck E. Cheese's, by which I mean all the questions evolved around Chuck E. Cheese's. So thank you so much. I'm pretty much now a unofficial, official Chuck E. Cheese YouTuber now. So, so cool. And I am having a blast with the Chuck E. Cheese stuff. I as we go into the questions, I'll reveal a little bit more about it, but I am having a blast with the Chuck E. Cheese stuff. I always get excited when I get to go to Chuck E. Cheese's and eat the food and play the games and win more of these balls, which I'll mention in a bit. And make content for you guys based on Chuck E. Cheese. I know you guys love Chuck E. Cheese as much as I do, and I feel incredibly welcome to be a part of the Chuck E. Cheese online community, the Chucksters, as I refer to them as. So anyway, before we get started, one last time, well, maybe not one last time, but close to it. Thank you again, 200 subscribers, bottom of my heart, I love you all. So, we decided that this time we'd be doing a Q&A session where I'd be answering questions that I think a lot of people would ask me or have asked me about my adventures at Chuck E. Cheese. So let's get started. Question 1, how did I get involved in the Chuck E. Cheese community? So, a little bit about myself in my private life, my personal life. I'm a vintage guy. I love vintage stuff, particularly advertisements and vintage video games and toys and games and stuff like that. So when I go on YouTube, a lot of the time I'll just vibe out to some old vintage commercials or TV shows or just some vintage stuff, you know. I'm particularly a fan of stuff from the 80s, the 90s, the 70s. I even go back as far as the 50s and the 60s. So I watch stuff like, old drive-through intermission ads. I've seen McDonald Land commercials from the 70s. So what got me into the Chuck E. Cheese community was the first real time I watched Chuck E. Cheese online. It was the 1991 Chuck E. Cheese training video, because there was kind of a phase where I was going through YouTube and I was watching all the training videos for like Wendy's. We did like grill skills and hot drinks and, you know, the Wendy's training videos that were really big. We did like the McDonald's ones. We did, you know, and then Subway, Old Country Buffet. Well, I found the Chuck E. Cheese one, and of the training videos I've seen on YouTube, the Chuck E. Cheese 1991 training video was probably the most entertaining. I mean, like, I've done the whole, like, where I'm standing at, like, a whack-a-mole machine. I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, wow, my highest score ever. but there weren't any tickets in the machine. Anyway, so the 1991 training video was kind of my first. Is what piqued my interest in the Chuck E. Cheese. And then, of course, you know, going into like Chuck E. Cheese lore videos and iceberg videos and learning about showbiz and Munch's Make Believe Band and the Rockefeller explosion and everything else. It's such a cool story. There's a lot of lore to the business aspect of Chuck E. Cheese. So if you're someone like me and you love a great deep dive, Chuck E. Cheese is perfect for you. And that's how I got my start. Prior to my adventures now, have I been to Chuck E. Cheese before? Yes. The Roseville location where I actually, that was the second location I did since I started doing these Chuck E. Cheese videos. The first one I actually got my summer pass, and the first one I went to was the Sterling Heights one. And that was actually at the recommendation of my brother. I didn't plan it out like, oh, I'm gonna go like 2 weeks at a time. Like all this, like the whole Chuck E. Cheese thing and the whole going to make videos on Chuck E. Cheese, it was just purely like one day I just really had nothing to do. So I thought to myself, you know, as kind of like a joke, I would go to Chuck E. Cheese and like film myself at one, and it just kind of turned into this thing where now I'm a Chuck E. Cheese YouTuber, I guess. So it's kind of cool. I kind of like those little surprises in life where like you really don't think what you're doing is that big of a deal, but then it turns out to be. It's a pleasant surprise. Anyway, prior to myself going to the Chuck E. Cheese adventures I'm doing now, I did go to the Roseville one when I was a little kid when it first opened in like 91 and 1992. Back when they had like the really old Cyberamic, I think it was the Cyberamic animatronics. They didn't receive so it opened up during concept unification, but the Roseville location was always just a Chuck E. Cheese. It never was a showbiz. Which is ironic because it leads me into the next question, which is there one Chuck E. Cheese location you would like to visit? Yes, I am actually doing the next walkthrough video, which should be coming up right after 4th of July, somewhere in that first week of July, maybe just right after. I'm going to Dearborn. This is the one I'm really interested in going to the most because it was a former showbiz, meaning that it was a former location for the Rockefeller explosion. Which also leads into the following question. Munch's Make Believe Band or Rockefeller explosion? Come on, you know we do it Rockefeller style here. Nakama's Warrior, always doing it Rockefeller style. So it's gotta be Rockefeller explosion. Next question. Favorite character from the Chuck E. Cheese cast? Jasper T. Jowls. I'm actually a big country music fan in real life, so Jasper kind of, gives me those vibes. Number 2 would be Helen Henny. I do like her design now, like her modern design. I mean, I like truthfully, I do like the modern designs of the characters. Least favorite character is Bella B. Not gonna be that guy. Bella B just didn't really click with me. Maybe down the road, but yeah, remember I've only been going to Chuck E. Cheese for like 2 months now, so I haven't. Not true. Yeah, it's about 2 months now, so because my card is about to expire in a few weeks, so I am pretty sure I'll try to renew it if I can, but I'll keep everyone updated on that. Favorite Rockefeller explosion character, Mitzi Mozzarella. Number 2 would be Duke LaRue. Going on, favorite food at Chuck E. Cheese is top 5 right now. Favorite. We're gonna go unicorn churros. It's the only dessert I've tried so far. I know with the next visit I want to start knocking out the desserts. I've had Dipping Dots. They were good, but not top 5 good, which is weird because I love ice cream. Number 4, I'm gonna go with the that would be a good one. I'm going meatballs. The meatballs are good. I got the barbecue ones, like it's like Korean barbecue or something like that. Those were pretty good. Number 3, the pizza itself. This includes the personal pizza, the medium, and the large. I haven't tried stuffed crust yet, so I definitely got to do that before my card expires. So I got a couple weeks left, so I definitely got to hurry up and get that done. Number 2, all-you-can-eat salad. Every single time I go to a Chuck E. Cheese, I almost feel wrong. I feel like I'm doing it wrong if I don't get the all-you-can-eat salad bar. For salad bars, I will admit I do actually enjoy Chuck E. Cheese's all-you-can-eat salad bar, especially because they have that strawberry Jello parfait cream thing going on. So it feels like I'm getting a free dessert with my salad bar, but oh, it's so good. I love it. Number 1, honorable mention, boned-in wings. I love me some boned wings. The bone-in wings have been really good. I tried those. I got them plain, but the next time I go, I want to try them with buffalo sauce. Number 1 favorite thing would be the cheesy bread. I absolutely will bark for the cheesy bread. It's an absolute go-to, and if I am going to get something off the menu that isn't the salad bar, you know it's either the app sampler, just so I can get the cheesy bread itself, or just a pizza and I'll order the cheesy bread. I usually always try to get the cheesy bread. So top 5, real quick countdown would be unicorn churros. We're going to go the pizza itself, all-you-can-eat salad. I would say, I'll say the wings at number 3. Number 2, all-you-can-eat salad, and number 1, cheesy bread. That's going to be my top 5 lock. Anything I didn't like on the menu. I didn't like I like boneless wings. I just didn't dig Chuck E. Cheese's boneless wings. I think they were too bland in flavor. I think they were a little dry, and I think I got them plain, and I kind of wish I would have gotten them buffalo style, because I love me a good buffalo wing. So maybe there'll be another time where I try the buffalo wings and give that a shot. Boneless buffalo wings to see maybe if they improve. But I definitely gotta try that again. But for what I had, they weren't really, it kind of felt lesser than a chicken nugget. And then the French fries. I wasn't a huge fan of the couple times I've gotten their fries. I just don't know. I just don't think those fries hit as good as, I thought they were going to. Excited to try stuffed crust pizza, and I want to start trying the cakes. They do got cake where I can get like a pretty big, you ever see those 7-layer cakes? I don't think it's 7 layers, but it's definitely a few layers. And then of course you can get a whole little mini, a little cake for $10.99. I'm definitely gonna be trying that too. Lots of food, lots of desserts, and kind of a couple things left on the menu I do want to try at Chuck E. Cheese's, and I definitely will. Things I would bring back to the menu. I said sandwiches and hot dogs seem to be the 2 things that I kind of want to bring back the most. If there was anything that they didn't, and well, technically they did have hamburgers, and I think it was in the original 1977 menu that they had it. But I'm going to say if there was something that I would want them to see bring in, it would either be hamburgers or some kind of, cheaper or more budget-friendly meal option. Favorite games. Okay, top 5. Let's rock it through these. Number 5, I'm going to go ahead and say it's been at every location I've been to, but Pink Panther Jewel Heist. This one definitely gets a few swipes out of me. The reason why it's not so high on my list is because I do feel like the game is rigged. It always seems like I either make it by I either make it all the way to the bottom and win the bonus tickets by the sheer grace of God himself, or the game is rigged and I always get caught up on the 10th floor on the way down, because I always run into where, instead of being able to drop multiple floors at once very quickly, I have to run across corridors, and one of the corridors has the stupid dog that just slows you down, and the laser, you literally, when you get bit by the dog, you have to like drag yourself across the floor with the dog biting you, so you're slow as heck as a laser just shoots down and gets you. And it's always on the 10th floor. Ugh. I have beaten it a couple times, but it is in the top 5. Number 4, I'm going to go with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Again, I've seen this at, I think, the Roseville location and the Troy location. I'm a huge fan of the... I'm a huge video game player as is. And I'm a huge fan of the original Turtles arcade game and Turtles in Time arcade game. So seeing a Turtles arcade game based on the 2014 Nickelodeon series, the CGI one. At least I think it's CGI. Anyway, the Nickelodeon one from 2014, I think. Oh, excuse me. That definitely usually always gets a couple swipes out of me, especially if I see other people playing. I'll kind of ask if I can jump in. And I always have a ton of fun being able to jump in and play. Number 3 is going to be... It's the Tightrope game. So the premise of this is that you're a guy on a unicycle, and you got this, you got the little unicycle handles that you have to physically crank to kind of move this guy across this tightrope and not get hit by the obstacles. This one I've only ever seen at the Roseville location, and it does get quite a few swipes. I like it because number 1, it gives me a little bit of a workout, but number 2, I just like those kind of games where it's more reliant on skill than dumb luck to win. So, speaking of number 2, I am going to go with, I got number 1, skee ball. Or no, number 2, it's in my hand, that little crane game where you can win these little rubber balls. I got the small one here, but I got bigger ones that I've won from different locations. I've seen these at every Chuck E. Cheese location I've gone to. I wish they had more crane games where they had different prizes in them. I know some of them have it where you can get like the ticket bundles, but that's not really worth enough for me to lose a point or attempt to, use my points on them. Sorry for the eye, like always going after my eye here. So that would be number 2, because I always seem to kind of gravitate towards it. It's that kind of perfect, like, okay, I just played a whole bunch of games and now I kind of like, it's right there, I'll go swipe 2 or 3, win a ball or 2. I usually always win 1 ball at least at every time I go to a Chuck E. Cheese, and one time I've actually won 4 balls in one trip. So I felt like a champion of the world, but then again, I was also trying to carry like my drink. The boxed food I got, because I had to take, I ordered a lot of food that trip, and I had 4 balls in my hand, so I'm like, I got my box of pizza, my leftover pizza, and I think I had cheese bread in there, and I got my balls on like this, I got my drink trying to balance it all out. Thank goodness the Play Pass had that little cord that I can put it around my wrist. Number 1 is skee ball. Ooh, can't forget Wheel of Fortune. Troy location, Wheel of Fortune. One of my favorites too. I would put that in my top 5. Honorable mention even. But number 1, skee ball. I love me some freaking skee ball. One of my favorite games to play at the arcade of all time, regardless of arcade. I always try to hit, even if I go to like Dave & Buster's or another arcade where I know there's skee ball, I'm gonna go play some skee ball. Ooh, what do we got coming up? Sorry about that, I didn't mean for the long pause, I had to kind of reread this. This is interesting. Okay, I mentioned in a previous video where I would talk about the things I would do if I had bought or owned Chuck E. Cheese's, and one of them was turn it into, I would turn most or half of these into retrocades. And one of the questions I kind of wanted to, one of the questions I kind of even thought to myself about this one is, would I use the original recipes? how far back would I go with the retrocades? I said maybe 1983 Showbiz Pizza. So if I was going to reopen Showbiz Pizza and bring back... Now, I know I wouldn't be able to get the original Rockafire Explosion because of licensing issues, and I think it would just be too hard to try to get that many animatronic shows made. I would definitely bring in an older version of Munch's Make Believe Band, but when it comes to the menu, I look for authenticity, so I would try to bring back as much of the original Showbiz menu using the original Showbiz recipes and just kind of try to recreate the Showbiz experience as much as I can. Any other questions? I think I had a couple in my head that I was like, man, I think... do I have a favorite Chuck E. Cheese song? Of the original Chuck E. Cheese songs, and not the ones that they license out, I'm honestly going to have to say, yes, there were a couple, but they were like the Helen Henny ones, like Game On, Oh Helen Henny, and Dream Big. I think those are the three that I think I enjoyed like the most. But oh my gosh, I'm trying to think. There was one that I thought was super, like, because every time I go to Chuck E. Cheese, and even randomly now, I'll all of a sudden in my head will pop up is Barbara the Barnyard Barber. That song, it's definitely an earworm. It definitely is kind of catchy, and if you hear it enough, it'll get in there. But yeah, I'm surprised the songs at Chuck E. Cheese's aren't too bad for Chuck E. Cheese songs. There are some that are really, really good. He does have, in the 70s, I'm like, oh, okay. The song where they remember what they were like back at Pizza Time Theater era. What is my favorite Chuck E. Cheese era? To finish the question, the three Helen Henny songs were my least favorite, the three Helen Henny songs are probably my favorite from the Chuck E. Cheese lineup. They're my most favorite. My least favorite would probably be Together We Got It. So it was originally the Concept Unification premiere song that they do in the intro of that particular show, but they redid it for Chuck E. Cheese in Modern Times. And I feel like it's somehow you took a song that was already kind of like uncomfortable to listen to and somehow made it worse. Why is it uncomfortable? Because the song originally premiered right after, when a store received Concept Unification, the Concept Unification premiere show is what, it was almost like a reality that's exactly what it is. As soon as you saw that show, you knew the Rockafire Explosion was never coming back. They were dead and gone, which is so sad. Favorite era of Chuck E. Cheese? I'm going to say... I want to say Pizza Time era before they went bankrupt, but I also want to say the 80s. Mainly because I'm a huge fan of the Rockafire Explosion. So I kind of wanted, I think to me, the period from 1980 to 1985, I think was my favorite period in the Chuck E. Cheese lore. I think that's it for questions. Any changes to modern Chuck E. Cheese? Okay, controversial take. Not a big fan of the dance floor. It's too small. I understand it's for children. Because the question that I'm getting here is there anything I don't like about Chuck E. Cheese? And I said the dance floor is too small. It feels way overpriced to go. I don't ever feel like there's a deal where I can get food, drink, and points to play the games with. The app, though, is really useful. Again, I'm so sorry for scratching my eye. I know it's like so unprofessional to do that, but this isn't a professional video. Anyway, Also, when they bring out Chucky, it just seems like he doesn't have a lot of life in him anymore. They kind of just come out, walk around, they kind of do their thing. You know, they're doing the bare minimum. I wish it was like where Chucky would be in costume and like he'd be far more interactive with the kids. He'd be more livelier. He'd have a lot more charisma. I mean, because again, the kids are super excited to see Chuck. So I think if they would have brought Chucky out, I think I would do amazing in that Chucky suit. I think maybe one time I'd want to go in there and see how things would go. I think I would do pretty good as Chuck E. Cheese. Or as Chuck E. Cheese. Anyway, I think that's it for questions, at least for now. If we get to 300 subscribers, maybe we'll do a part 2 with more questions, or maybe we'll do more of a history of Chuck E. Cheese. We'll figure things out. Don't worry, the Chuck E. Cheese content is still coming. We still got a couple locations we want to go through, and we're going to start kind of going into detail more and more about things. I just wanted to make this video to say thank you guys so much for 200 subscribers. So super glad I got to do this. I'm so glad you guys are with me along this journey. Again, for the last time for this video, I promise, thank you so much to all of you. I love you all. Have a wonderful night. Ladies and gentlemen, we're just getting started. We're going forward. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a Chucky day.